Good morning, everybody. My name is Ricardo Grasselli, and today I will talk about renewable energies, especially the economic and educational perspectives when we compare them to the fossil fuels. So let's get started. I divide my outline in six main points. First, the high demand for energy it's associated with the population and consumption growth. Second, the positive and negative aspects when we compare fossil fuels and renewable energies. Third, the economic perspectives. How is the cost-benefit ratio to extract oil nowadays, and how the countries want to reduce their dependence on oil. Fourth, the environment perspective aspects, such as global warming, climate change, and how to reduce waste. Fifth, the increase of the population awareness about this subject. What is going on with this? We wanted to reduce our footprint. We try to stabilize the population growth, and we all the time wanted to improve efficiency, new technologies to consume less energy. And to conclude, what will be the better benefit ratio between fossil fuels and renewable energies to get a better place to live. As you can see in these two graphs, is strict for the relationship between the population growth and the consumption of energy. Both goes up, and it's more people, more consumption of energy. To understand this subject, I need to talk about fossil fuels and renewable energies. Let's get started with fossil fuels. They are largely used, they have a low production costs, and a lot of knowledge and investments were made since we started to produce this type of energy. The three main types of this energy are coal, gas, and oil. On the other hand, they are lower efficiency if we compare them to the renewable energy. They produce air pollution. Consequently, we have the climate change. Moving on to renewable energies, they are environmental friendly. They don't affect our health. It's an infinity supply. They will be here forever, and they are becoming cheaper and cheaper every year. But not always good yet. They are still more expensive to produce than fossil fuels. They rely on the weather, which means if we don't have wind, for example, we don't have wind power. If we don't have radiation, we cannot produce solar power. And we don't have sufficiency quantity for 7+ billion people yet. Let's see what happens in the future. Moving on to the economic perspective, I'd like to talk about the lower cost-benefit ratio to extract oil. What is going on? First of all, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, decided to maintain the high supply of oil around the world, which means if we have a high supply and we are decreasing our consumption, what happens with the price of the commodity? This goes down, right? So as you can see in this graph, in the middle of 2014, the value of a barrel of oil was around $100. And nowadays it's around $50, half of the price. Why this is happening? Two main reasons. These 10 countries from United States, China, India, Chile, Germany, Mexico, France, Brazil, South Africa, and Canada are attracting more investments in renewable energy day by day, year by year. Since 2004 to 2011, this number, the investments were 5 times more at least. And the another reason is the OPEC wanted to recover market share to doing this movement. So we can produce energy a $10 a barrel and we can sell it for 50. Meanwhile, in Canada, the production cost of a barrel of oil is around $41, US 43, Brazil 49, United Kingdom 52. So it's clearly that these countries are not making so much money to produce oil. So they need to go in other direction to follow the increased demand for energy. So reduce the demand on fossil fuels. That's the reason the investments are increasing year by year. Okay, moving on to environment perspectives, which nowadays it's really important. Okay, we have global warming, climate change because the fossil fuels, they produce air pollution, which means carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. So what this leads to? Rising temperatures. With rising temperatures, the food supply, fresh water and energy is changing in our world. We have less field to produce food. Our fresh water has been affected, and our energy, it's more difficult to produce energy. Another unfortunately characteristic is that in the developed country we have a high level of consumptions of goods, which mean more waste, and in poor countries we still have a high percentage of population growth. But not of them are bad news. The population awareness is increasing day by day, which means we want to reduce our footprint on Earth. We want to improve our renewable energy systems, stabilize populations, and we are side by side with the governments that want to sign international environment agreements. Another way to do this is to improve energy efficiency using the technology in our favor, using LED lamps to light in our buildings. Some projects that we are designing nowadays has zero carbon, which means it's a green building. We are producing our energies. So let's think in how to design a better building. And we are using electrical transportation. In conclusion, I would like to suggest that a better ratio between fossil fuels and renewable energies can improve investments and the environment. And to conclude this presentation, the wise use of energy source followed to constant improvement in population's education will certainly build a better and safe place for our sons. So thank you very much for your time. I'm open to any questions you might have. These are the sources I used to do this presentation. See you next time. Goodbye.